Jason, you knew Joe Johnson was capable of putting up a lot of points, but how impressed were you with his third quarter performance?
No, it was a special performance, you know, especially being sick. You got it going behind the arc and kept it going. You know, between the, the backcourt kind of set the tone, but those guys, moving the ball early. Joe was getting a lot of open shots and he was knocking them down. He was great tonight.
You mentioned the backcourt. You guys came out of the gate pretty hot. Was it all Joe Johnson, or were you guys doing something different offensively, or just kind of taking the lead?
The ball was moving, and so there was a lot of guys touching the ball. Guys were making plays for one another, and when the ball's moving with that group out there, someone's going to get a wide open shot. And tonight, that's the way it went. Well, we got some great looks, and we finally started knocking down some shots.
Jason, what about taking care of business against a team that didn't have one of their best players struggling coming in here? What about staff taking care of business against this team tonight?
No matter if you have your best player or guys are hurt, we've been in that seat, so you got to come and play. And they're well coached, and we knew they were going to keep playing. There was a point where we were up 17, and they cut it to 10. And watching them on tape, that's what they do. They try to stay in the game and fight and keep playing the same way. And so coming out of the second half, those guys, executed and knocked down shots. But the biggest thing defensively, they got stops.
With how many injuries you've got had this season, do you kind of appreciate Joe more? I mean, he's been the one guy that's been there every night and been consistent.
Yeah, he's been the one horse that's been consistent for us. We've asked for him to play over 40 minutes when we had more than one injury. He's a guy who never complains. He just goes out there and does his job. And so again tonight, the performance that he put on was special and it was fun to watch.
Jason, you guys were able to lock down Spencer Hawes and they returned it pretty easily. Those two of their best scorers. What was the plan defensively to just lock them down, and what about it worked so well?
I don't know if we locked him down. We just wanted to make sure that Thaddeus saw more than just one guy, and also Spencer trying to keep him off the three-point line and make him put the ball on the floor. Because he is a talent when he's shooting the ball extremely well behind the arc, behind the line. So the guys executed the game plan. Those guys get all the credit. They did a great job offensively and defensively tonight.
Jason, just with Teletovic, what did you think of him in his first start?
He's done great. He's played, when we've called his number, he's responded. And I thought, again, he rebounded the ball, and also he gave us, that offensive weapon of being able to stretch the defense.
Jason, did you at all contemplate keeping Joe in there knowing he was too shy of the record for threes, or was it just a point disparity?
I asked him. He wanted out. So he did his job. I'm not a coach that's going to sit someone when they're hot. If he was trying to achieve something, I'll ask. And he nicely declined and wanted to get some rest.
Okay, thank you. Oh,
I was the right spot at a lot of times at the right time. So I just blame on my teammates and they find the shot.
tell us more. What does it feel like when you're in the zone?
It's just a good feeling. It just feels you catch the ball with the seams every time. It's right. Every time it comes out your hand and it's going in. Can't really explain it.
You were sick. Tell us what's wrong.
Well, I've been a lot of the weather the past couple of days. To me it was the first time we really getting back in with the guys and touching the basketball and getting back in rhythm. I don't know, I just gave them what I had.
Was there any thought to coming back out for sport?
Nah, I was hoping I didn't have to. Guys would tell you, like 1 or 3 to take the game. I wasn't worried about it. Most important, man, I want to try to keep guys healthy and something like that.
It's 29 and 31 quarters, so that's different than anything you've ever done before.
Yeah, out there, and heat up. I don't even think about anything. I had 20 and 30. I just knew we were playing really good.
What kind of minutes are you taking, man? It never was in this time to work.
Man, I'm telling you, a little bit is, a little bit is. I'm starting to feel a little better. This week definitely helps.
Each of you guys made the extra pass, 35 assists collectively, and really getting the ball around, getting open shots?
Well, I mean, playing against a team like Philly, it gets up and down, and they force the tempo, and we forced it kind of moving down the night, making plays, making the right plays, both of them were.
How much does Deron make your life easier, Joe?
It's been great, since he's come back. I don't have to handle the ball as much. Everybody pretty much plays off him. He does a great job of penetrating and kicking and driving.
You've been one of the few stars here who somehow has not been injured, who's been playing the game. Because it's been a lot of minutes, too. Are you worn down at all by that?
No, man, I love the game of course. I love to come out, man, and I play, man, regardless. So, I just try to play for the guys, through whatever we go through as a team. As long as we stick together and have each other's backs, we'll be all right.
When Brooke comes back, do you tell him, sorry, big guy, we're a three-point shooting team now?
Nah, I think everybody knows, who we playing through. That big fella, when he comes back, man, we'll throw it down and he kicks it out. We try to continue to make threes.
You guys have struggled, obviously, with bigger teams. Tonight, you know, the confidence that you guys hang a game like this. Is this so dominant?
Yeah, it does. Really good on defense, low into the ball, with tough teams. Tonight we did that.
Are you guys think finding the rhythm as a team? We won 4 or 5 last 5 games.
I don't know. We just take it one game at a time. We understand that, we're still in the hunt, as far as the East, so we take it one game at a time and see what we come over.
After the third, did anyone in the bench say anything to you about what you had done that sort of stayed with you?
No, not really. Kept telling me I needed one more 3. Coach took me out of the game like that, so.
Or did you agent now?
This is negotiating for me, man.
You ever had a game like that before where you shot like that?
Maybe not quite like that, from 3, but I got a few games, so it was kind of cool.
That last one that went in when you were fouled and he was draped all over you, that one was a little bit of a prayer maybe?
No, I got a good look at it. I got a little separation. I got a good look, and I'll let it go.
Somebody has a couple of checks out there too. You just left those.
Yeah. My teammates kept telling me, when you catch it, just shoot it. That's how I'm doing.
Thank you, Joe.
You make seeing Joe go crazy tonight, third quarter, especially 29 points.
I thought it was great, man. Great for just not Joe, but just for the team around. Seeing someone, finally have a moment here and be part of that was dope. It's cool.
What's it like as a teammate when you see your teammate just unconscious like that from the field?
Oh no, it makes you feel like you're in the zone, kind of. You know what I mean? And you want them to do well. You want them to keep going. Obviously the building's into it. Everybody's here into it. It was just great. It's great for them around, man.
KG, have you ever seen anybody get that hot in a game?
I have. Not of recent, but yes, I have. He's been in the league for like since Moses, man. Not too much I ain't seen.
That's got to be one of the best.
Oh, it's the best feeling in the world, man. You're so happy for the guy, and you want to see how long it goes. And obviously he's getting it in the flow of the game. He's not coming out of the flow, and within the plays and everything, and what's called, he wasn't taking bad shots. It was beautiful, man. He had a complete flow. It was beautiful.
How much different do things feel right now than you do about 10 days ago for you guys as a group?
I told you, man, we're a working group. We're a group of guys who have a lot of pride, and like I've been telling y'all, we put ourselves in this position, but we're willing to work our way out of it. Obviously, the emergence of having Deron back has been a big plus to us. Getting Brooke back will be another big plus, and trying to put all this together. More importantly, things have been simplified and for the best and for the better. And we believe in it. So, Jason has a lot of belief in us, and that we will carry out the plan, and we've been doing just that.
Did you want Joe to go out there again for the 4th?
I did not. You want him to obviously be better and prosperous, and before his own health and everything. I've been on the other side when someone's been hot too, and it's not a good feeling. So.
You guys have won 4 of your last 5 games. Do you feel you're finding your rhythm as a team the last few games, do you think, or still, it's too early to tell right now?
I don't want to jump the gun. I think right now we're taking it a game at a time. respecting each opponent as we go, but understanding that we need to make up some ground and making that ground up. More importantly, trying to get better as a team, not just as individuals, but trying to get better as a team overall. And every day we work on something to be better. We watch film. Like I said, things have been simplified, and that's good. It's good.
You guys talk a lot about going up in the pick and roll. Let's against a shooter like Spencer Hawes when you're guarding him. How does that help you guys lock him down?
Listen, man, we have different schemes in which we play different teams. I didn't really lock them down, or we just kind of slowed things down, making them go to some B and C options. This is the NBA, man. Guys can't be quote unquote locked down. You can slow some momentum down. With the amount of shots that come up in the game, you think it's impossible. Maybe you can do that in college and high school, but not on the pro level.
Does it feel now like you guys have weathered the storm and the worst is over and now there's better times to come? Is that the feeling?
I mean, that's the hope. That's what we're manifesting. But, we have a long and a lot of basketball to play. All right?
Thanks, man. Appreciate
Take it easy.
Yeah, man, you gotta find a hot hand, When he gets going like that, gets cooking like that, you gotta get it to him.
Have you ever seen a player like that you play with get that hot, especially in one quarter, 29 points in a quarter?
Well, I've seen some big quarters, from opposing teams, but I don't know about from a teammate. But he went nuts.
That reminds you of
He had 29 in a quarter?
29 in a quarter.
Oh my God.
That reminds you of
I think Kobe had 30 on us one quarter when I was in Utah, and Dirk had 30 on us one quarter.
Did that remind you of the first half you had here in February and March?
Except that was a quarter. I did it in a half, so I think his is a little more impressive.
Well, the Houston game last year, Houston had a pretty good, I think 20-point quarter or something like that.
Yeah, I've had some 20-point quarters.
Did you want to
30, 29.
Did you want him to stay in
9
there?
more points. Huh?
Do you want him to stay in there for the fourth?
Go for it. I wanted Joe to do whatever he wanted to do, what he needed to do. If he needed to rest, I wanted Joe to rest.
What's different do you think feel right now than did 9 or 10 days ago for you guys?
Sometimes you're winning, it feels better, So hopefully we can keep it up. We knew this was a big week for us starting tonight against this team. I think we took care of business like we needed to. And we got a tough Wizards team coming in. It's going to be a totally different game. They go in to the Knicks' house and beat them, so they're a good team.
When Joe got so hot from three-point range, did you think back to the game you had where you hit 11 three-pointers?
I don't think like that. When I'm out there playing, I'm not like, oh, Joe's doing what I did. I'm just playing basketball, man. I know as a point guard, when a teammate gets hot like that, I'm trying to find them, and so that's what I was doing.
I think you had 7 assists. You had 7 assists in the third quarter. Were you feeding him a lot out there, just kicking the ball to him as much as you could?
Like I said, the man's hot. I'm going to try to get him the ball. As a point guard, you realize that. You try to get him the ball.
I know how much you guys have struggled before this game in games, fast-paced teams, but tonight you guys certainly played well in that.
Well, I like to play fast, that's been known. So I think, since I've been back, we've played a lot faster. Our pace has been a little bit better. So we knew they like to play fast one way. And so it was to our advantage if we got stops to push it back at them.
What to say about this team that you're missing, one of your best players in Brook? You still come out here and have one of your best performances offensively pretty much all season.
It was good. Hopefully we can continue that. Hopefully we can get him back and then continue that. We need Brook back, and we know that.
What did you think of Mirza, how he
played great. His first start, I thought he played great. He just opens the floor up so much, when he's out there, because people have to respect him. And so I think he gets a lot of guys open shots just from him being on the floor.
Yeah, how about Joe's season? I mean, he's been the one guy that's been there, playing over 40 minutes when called for. Do you appreciate, what he's doing?
Definitely. I mean, he's held the team down, when I was out and Brook was out, he was the one keeping us in games, he was winning games for us. So, he means a lot to this team as well.
How are you feeling now?
Feeling great. All right, guys.